guys, Groovy Mom here. I am pulling into the zoo parking lot. I'm gonna take the grandbaby in to see probably just the primates, I think, today. Today we got up and I was like trying to talk myself out of it, but it was story time at the library, and so I'm not a super morning person, but I thought, all right, let's just go and do this because it's been winter and I've been feeling like super cramped up or cooped up. And then he was sick, and then I was sick with a cold, and now there's this coronavirus or whatever. So I just feel like we've been stuck inside. We've resorted to walking at the mall. So anyway, everything's better, so I thought, yeah, let's go back to story time. And so I found it online and we got ready. Not a big breakfast person, so I brought my Premier protein and drank that. And then we got there, and of course there's no story time. Of course I got the day wrong. So we just walked around the library a little bit, which didn't work out very well. There was a couple of children there, but it wasn't a regular library, and they didn't have as many toys and stuff. So then I had to kind of like, okay, let's go wash our hands and then let's get going. So I decided that we would just instead take a little trip to the zoo. Kind of not my plan, but and I really didn't want to stop and get my Chick-fil-A chicken strips, even though I was so close, but I'm trying to save money. And so I was so glad that I had this packed. Thank you, Dollar Store. They didn't really taste that good, but it was a good snack, and it'll get me through this little part of the zoo that we were going to do. Remember, I'm not a morning person, and I don't like breakfast. And, oh, someone knows that we're going in. So I've got his little snacky. I don't know if he's going to want this or not, but I'm going to pop him in the cart. And it's not that warm out. It would be really nice if we could actually just walk around the zoo, but I didn't plan on being outside, so I didn't bring his heavy winter jacket. And I hardly ever wear jackets because I hate them. So I just have my gloves and my vest and stuff. So we'll probably just go in and look at the primates and then go, because I'm walking, so I'll be a little more warmed up, but he's not. So, you know, it's winter in Wisconsin. So here we go. Gotta make sure I have my keys and everything else. I don't know where he took his box. I can't see it. We want him to roar again. On the doors of the aviary, it said not to leave the doors open because you can let a bird out. But then it also said that you need to be quiet in there so you don't disturb the birds. So we were trying to be really quiet, but then every time I walk in here, I always think of that Jurassic Park movie where they go in that huge aviary and there's those dinosaur birds and they swoop one of the guys up and drop him off in the water. I just can't help feeling that. Yeah. But then as we walked through, I didn't really see any birds, and then all of a sudden we saw these two little guys. I could hear some fluttering, but we saw these two little guys. And then this beautiful one. Nooch made a sound like, ah! And then the bird seemed to repeat the sound, or it was just a fluke. I don't know. This one's coming over for a drinky. John. Yeah, what's he doing? staying warm? Female lion's got her box, and she just carried it over there. All cats like boxes. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's go see the big cats one last time. No primates today. Yep. Benches. Ooh. Should have wore our boots. We didn't think we'd be outside. Come on. All right, so now it is later in the day, and I have to say it was so nice to get outside and go to the zoo today. I am alone now because I'm going to go through the car wash, and the baby hates the car wash. There's two people actually in front of me, and I have to tell you why I was driving, or why I have to get a car wash today. So the other night I went for a drive in one of the places that I normally like to go for walks, but I also kind of drive. I'll get in the car and I'll get on my Bluetooth and I'll call my mom, or just drive for the heck of it. But oh, I have to pick, hold on. I have to pick which car wash I want. Let's see, I would like the ultimate car wash. So now I have to do, let's see, hold on, a $10 bill. I'm not going to use my Aldi's quarter, but I do have the quarters. Okay. All right. So anyway, it was just really nice to get out. I feel like I've been cooped up in the house for so long, so it was so nice to get out. And I love going to the zoo when there's not as many people there, because like you go there any other day and there's like 500,000 people and kids, and you try to get up to the, you know, up to see the animals, and you can't see them because there's a huge line. And so it was really nice to get there today. We only spent maybe 20 minutes there, but 20 minutes was well, okay, a little more than 20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes viewing the animals. So that was super nice, and it was just good for me to be out. It was good for the baby to be out, but it's just, you get so cooped up in winter time. So it was really, really nice. And now, like I said, I'm gonna go through the car wash, and then I have a little bit more time. If I can get it, I'd like to also go to the dollar store. I'm gonna be making some flashcards, and I just like to make my run to the dollar store. And I'm filming this in the parking lot of Quick Trip. I love me some Quick Trip. We just got Quick Trips all over here, and I love it. But it's really weird that I'm filming here, and look, oh my gosh, there's like 3 cars. Can you see? I don't know if you can see them, but I wonder why it's such a busy day. It's not like it's super nice out, but all of a sudden there's all these cars for the wash. But I am filming here, and it's a little bit weird because I don't really like feeling like I'm talking to myself, but then I also don't really care. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
I think the person ahead of me is almost done. Entering the wash. Here I go. It's kind of loud. It's doing that underbelly. They do enough time when they do the underbelly, and then when they do the drying thing, it's like I'm just starting to get my car dry, and then it's over. So now, oh look, this, I love this. Sometimes it smells like bubble gum, like that soapy stuff. It's so weird. So the reason why I have to get this car wash is because I went out the other night and I drove in one of my favorite places. It's kind of like these back kind of country roads, and I love driving out there just during the day. But oh, look at. But I went at nighttime, and I rolled down the windows and I turned the heat up, and so I could just hear everything and see everything. And I saw some animals, I saw some deer. It was just really nice. It was nice. It was almost as good as going for a walk, but it wasn't a walk. And I drove through the park, and I drove super slow so that I could hear the tires squish through the puddles, and I could hear them go over the ice and it would like crunch on the ice. I love that. But then I was like, oh my gosh, it's nighttime. I should go up to this little area where they're building kind of a new subdivision and there's a gravel road up there. And so I drove up that gravel road and it's about like a half a mile and you could hear the gravel under the tires just popping and crunching. And I love that sound. I love it when you're walking, but something about driving over a car and just hearing that pop, pop, pop. I remember being little and being jealous when I heard my dad driving over some gravel because the sound of it, I just loved it. So I went out there and I rolled down my window and I drove over the gravel, but it was like, it's not time for me to drive out yet. Oh gosh, the sound of it was great and there were puddles and it was muddy and I was a little bit nervous that I was going to get stuck in a puddle. I was kind of scared. But I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I was probably dirtying up my car something fierce. So I just drove through there and then I drove through some quiet places and kind of looked at the new street signs and what the names were. And then I drove back and I drove super quiet and the crunch, 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 crunch. And I dirtied the crap out of my car. So I hope that it's coming off. We're gonna cross our fingers. Time to dry.